conversation with David Miscavige now continues. Here again, Ted Koppel.
During one of Forrest Sawyer's pieces a moment ago, we heard one of your colleagues talking about psychiatry, right?
Right.
You guys are death on psychiatry. The criticism that was made was that this is foreign to the United States. You referred to its origins in Nazism and communism, and that your religion, Scientology, is an American religion. Fair enough? So
well,
far?
American of the mind. Yeah,
right.
That's right.
What does that do for Christianity, Judaism, Hinduism, Buddhism, Taoism, all the other isms that also did not originate in this country?
Well, no, that isn't really the point. The point there is this, that those people, the fascists, the communists, have used psychiatry to further their ends. That's just a fact. I mean, you want to look at the studies that brought about the Holocaust of the Jews, that the Nazis justified killing the Jews. They were done at the Max Planck Institute of Psychiatry in Leipzig, Germany, and that justified the killing of 6 million people. If you look at the report that even Forrest Sawyer did on the mental institutions in Russia, several months ago he did this, you saw that that was a tool of the state. That's the point he's making there. But let me tell you what our real problem is. Number one, understand this. Psychiatry, psychology, that comes from the word psyche. Psyche means soul. These people have preempted the field of religion, not just Scientology, every other religion. They right now practice and preach the fact that man is an animal. And I guess that is where, philosophically, we're at odds with them. But to understand what this was, this is not something that we started. In fact, 22 days after Dianetics, the Modern Science of Mental Health came out, the attacks from the American Psychiatric Association started. This was the first popular book on the mind ever in existence. It was running up the bestseller list. It was popular with the people. I have the letter sent out by the man who was in the American Psychiatric Association asking for ad hominem reviews on the subject of Dianetics. These people absolutely felt that we were cutting across their vested interests, and the lengths with which they have gone to destroy Scientology and Dianetics and L. Ron Hubbard is absolutely mind-boggling. They attempted to do so through the 1950s. First they tried to attack L. Ron Hubbard's credibility, then they recruited the American Medical Association and the Food and Drug Administration, and they then proceeded to infiltrate our organization.
Let me stop you just for a moment, because you know, when you talk about undermining L. Ron Hubbard's credibility, and again, I have no idea whether that video and the tape that we
why don't we touch on
that we heard was representative of L. Ron Hubbard. But when I hear about a man talking about having been taken out to the Van Allen space radiation belt, of spaceships that were essentially the same thing as the DC-8. I got to tell you, I mean, if we're talking about this man's credibility, that certainly raises some questions in my mind about his credibility.
Okay, well, let me ask you: have you read any books on Dianetics or Scientology?
I've been reading little else over the last few days. I must confess, I'm not a student.
But you haven't read Dianetics or any books on Scientology.
You're absolutely
okay.
Right.
Fine. Then that's why you would make a comment like that. I mean, let's not joke around here. That bit that Forrest did there, pulled out of context items. And let's not forget something else, by the way. I told Forrest Sawyer, and I was open about this the whole time. I have been in communication with Nightline numerous times. I said, Forrest, something comes up, you want to bring me up an allegation, you confront me with it before this so I can do away with this garbage and not have to do it on the program. Dave, I promise you I'll do it. Numerous calls have been put into him. I have never heard it from him. I never heard about these. To do that, it's take anything out of context. Ted, let me just give you an analogy. Let me give you an analogy.
You know that there are going to be a lot of folks out there, and I'm sure there are a lot of Scientologists, and I don't want to offend anyone who truly believes this, but there are a lot of people out there who look at that. You say it was taken out of context. Take a minute, if you would, and see if you can put it into context for us so that it does not sound ridiculous, because quite frankly, the way it sounded there, it sounded ridiculous.
Okay, well, let me ask you to do this then. I want you to take the Catholic Church and take right now and explain to me, to make sense, that the Virgin Mary was a virgin. Scientifically impossible, unless we're talking about something, okay, I'll be like you, I'll be the cynic. If we're talking about artificial insemination, how could that be? You're talking about going out to heaven, except we have the space shuttle going out there. We have the Apollo going out there. You do that. I'm not here to wait. I'm not here to talk. I'm not here to talk.
Let me do it. And you were a Catholic as a child, right?
Yeah.
So you know full well that those issues are questions of faith. Are you telling me that what we have heard L. Ron Hubbard say on this broadcast this evening that they, to Scientologists, are issues of faith. If that's what you tell me, then that's fine.
No, as a matter of fact, what I'm telling you, there's when you talk about the Van Allen belt or whatever, is that forms no part of current Scientology.
But what
whatsoever.
What did he mean when he was talking about it?
Well, you know, quite frankly, this tape here, he's talking about the origins of the universe, and I think you're going to find that in any religion. And I think you can make the same mockery of it. I think it's offensive that you're doing it here because I don't think
I'm not mocking it. I'm asking you a question. And you know, you turn it around and ask me about Catholicism. I say we're talking about...
Well, it's not even a matter of faith, because Scientology is about you, yourself, and what you do. You're bringing up something that isn't part of current Scientology, that isn't something that Scientologists study, that is part of some tape taken from I have no idea, and asking me about it and asking me to put it in context. That I can't do.
So this has nothing to do with your faith
If
today?
you read any books on science, no. Van Allen belt, absolutely not. Nothing.
Okay. We're going to continue our discussion in just a moment.